What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris. Welcome back. I just wanted to say before we get into today's topic and today's video, I am so appreciative of all of the support on the last episode. The numbers just keep going up, and it's making me really happy and making me want to continue to make this type of content because I really do enjoy it. I love just talking hoops. I love talking about a specific thing and getting in depth with it, and that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about how one man on the Atlanta Hawks, DeAndre Hunter, is changing and breaking all the rules that we knew in terms of the way front offices should look at players and should look at their own players. And to start things off, we'll just give you the basics. The Atlanta Hawks are 18-15 in the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. DeAndre Hunter is averaging 21 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist this season. Now, he has become one of the most efficient scorers in the league. We're talking a guy who's shooting 50% from the field on 13.4 attempts and 45% from deep on 7.2 attempts. And who would have thought in year 6, a guy who has been going through injuries almost his entire career, has never really had a healthy season, and was starting to kind of just be a guy that had a bigger contract at around 22 to 23 million, that the Hawks could look to shop in a bigger trade. But now I think this contract that DeAndre Hunter has is becoming one of the most valuable contracts in the league. We're talking about a world now in the NBA where guys like Aaron Gordon, no shade to Aaron Gordon, great basketball player, he's getting paid $36 million because he provides something valuable to a championship team. You're telling me DeAndre Hunter, now this version of DeAndre Hunter, mind you, who's playing a career low 28 minutes per game. And there's such a uniqueness with this play from DeAndre Hunter because he hasn't changed his shot chart. His shot chart has remained almost the exact same. And I thought that was going to be a huge thing when I was looking at advanced stats on Cleaning the Glasses website. But no, his shot chart has almost remained the exact same throughout his entire career. The fact that he's making $23 million and a guy like Aaron Gordon's going to be making $36 million coming up, it's just insane to me. And I think the anomaly with this is a lot of the time when you see a year 6 breakout from a player, it's after they've been on 4 or 5 or maybe 3 or 4 different teams. I have some examples for you guys. Chauncey Billups. It took him about 6 years to find his stride, and he was on 5 different teams. Kyle Lowry, a Raptors legend, greatest Raptor of all time. It took him like 8 years to finally get it going, and that was after being on 3 different teams. Jermaine O'Neal, he didn't average more than 5 points per game in his first 4 seasons in the league, and then went to Indiana, and then in his second year in Indiana, which was his 6th year in the league, he kind of figured it out and started getting on track to that all-star that he later on became. Now, I'm not saying by any means I think DeAndre Hunter can be an all-star in this league, but I think this role of him coming off the bench and getting some incredible looks off of this new offense that Quinn Snyder and Trae Young have developed together, it's just a wonderful thing to watch. And they kind of, the role they have him in is very unique because typically you don't see a guy of his size coming off the bench and being this impactful in terms of scoring. And he's doing that, and it's just an utter anomaly to me, and I think it's so cool that now front offices may have to look at these guys that they've given extensions to or haven't necessarily panned out right away, and now they can kind of look at them and be like, okay, well, it took DeAndre Hunter 6 years to figure it out. Mind you, guy's only 27 years old. I think part of the issue is the NBA tries to rush, and everyone in today's society just wants everything right away when you got to wait a little bit to get good things. And the thing with DeAndre Hunter is I think a lot of people, at least all the people I really talk to about hoops, the consensus with him was always he'll be a fine NBA player. He'll be in the league for a long time because he can somewhat shoot, and he's a decent enough defender that he'll always find a spot on some sort of team, whether he's playing 20 minutes a game, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It doesn't really matter. He'll find a spot. He clearly does not want that to be the case, and we've never really saw flashes from him. I even went back and I could have swore he was impactful in that Philadelphia series when the Hawks went to the conference finals. He was getting DNPs and not playing. Oh, and guys like Solomon Hill were playing over him. Okay, that's just insane to me. And I could have swore he had some good games, but from what I was looking at, he was getting DNPs, and he never really was a guy I think anybody thought would ever be anything more than a 15-point per game guy. But this year, again, like I said, in a career low in minutes coming off the bench, he's averaging 20 points per game and shooting 45% from 3. That's way better. And it just comes out of nowhere because his career averages of 14 points per game on 36% from three over the first 5 years of his career. It's just insane to me. And he's kind of just breaking the rules and showing that, young guys need this time, and some of them aren't just going to come in and be these superstar players. And remember, DeAndre Hunter is a winner, and he came from Virginia where he won, and he's the type of guy where it seems like if you put him in a winning system and you're playing a fast offense where he doesn't really have to second guess himself before shooting, and you're just like, go, we want to get that. Like when you watched the NBA Cup game against the Bucks, the second a rebound went up, Quinn Snyder was already waving his arm like the third base coach when someone drops the ball in the outfield and there's a guy rounding third. They're telling him, go, go. That's what Quinn Snyder was telling his offense to do. Go, run. Let's go just get shots up. And that's what they're doing. And I love it for DeAndre Hunter. And I think Trae Young deserves so much praise for the success that not just Hunter has had, but this entire Hawks team. Talking about a guy who has completely let his own ego get out of the way, and he went from a guy who was averaging 25 points per game last year to I know it doesn't sound like a big drop-off, but 22 points per game. But he leads the NBA in assists at 12 assists a game, and that's the key. I think putting Trae Young in somewhat of a Steve Nash mold where you're running the offense through him, everything's fast, and he's just looking to get guys open, that's exactly what you need. And it's showing that guys like Dyson Daniels who are taking huge steps, like DeAndre Hunter, like Jalen Johnson. I mean, the list goes on. Onyeka Okongwu has looked better this year, right? It's the growth that this group is showing. Even Zachary Issache. Every game that I've watched of the Hawks, and it's been a lot this year because I'm honestly, like, the Hawks might be my second, may competing with the Celtics right now for teams I like to watch the most. And the way even a rookie has shown so much growth this early on is just so impressive to me, and I just love it. But yeah, shout out to DeAndre Hunter and the Atlanta Hawks for kind of figuring out and putting together something special and allowing the rules to be broken a little bit. Anyway, folks, this has been Chris Lambert. I appreciate you. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
And before I let you go, let me hear it.